Hey, what's going on? Rasathi out here in Singapore. Gosh, it is Wednesday, you guys, and tonight's the night. In another couple of hours, I'm leaving here to go to meet up with the crew from It's Okay to Be Not Okay. So we can do this panel and actually address all of your questions and concerns. A lot of you have weighed in and asked about abandonment issues, about avoiding difficult conversations, having difficulty relating with people, trying to stay away from people because you're afraid of getting attached. I've heard all kinds of questions and concerns, and I'm so excited to be able to bring that to the panel so all of us can kind of weigh in and give you various ways that we cope with those similar situations so that you can find one that maybe best suits you, one that might seem like easy for you to implement in your life. Meanwhile, I did have something that's been on my mind lately, and every time I get ready to go on and do a podcast episode, something else comes up that's a little more pressing, and I do that topic instead. But today, I want to talk to you about money matters, right? Everyone talks about abundance. Abundance mentality, trying to stay out of that lack mentality, all of those things. And I understand because by focusing on what you don't have, you're not going to get more of what you don't have. You're going to have, you know what I mean? Like it's not going to give you the opposite of what you're focusing on. But even in that token, it really matters on how you spend your money. So let's talk about that instead, yeah? I want to talk about if I actually have decided that I'm going to support somebody's business, my 2 cents, my belief, my practice is that I'm not going to ask you for a discount. Now, if you decide to offer me a discount after I tell you, hey, I really want to buy this from you, what is the cost? That's different. But I'm not going to go there seeking a discount because that's not supporting you. That's trying to get something for cheap for me. That's not actually showing you the kind of support, the love, pride in your product, the belief in your product that you need the rest of the market to show you. So if I'm a friend of yours and I'm asking you for something, you better believe I'm going to pay you full price. Okay. That's the first thing. So the way I spend my money really, really matters because that's the way I expect people to treat me. I know people are not like me, but if I don't set that standard, I can't get upset when other people treat me badly. Does that make sense? If I'm doing the same thing, with what face do I tell them, hey, you can't do the same thing back to me? Case in point, my brother came in here earlier talking about, he had a client that he's trying to help out. He works for a software company that helps small law offices, and the young man was apparently trying to haggle him for pricing. And it's a very Indian thing to do, very Asian thing to do, to try and haggle for the best price. I get it, I understand. But at some point, you're cutting out the legs from underneath the supplier, and then what do they actually get to offer you? That means they can give you just a program, but they're not going to be able to hold your hand through it. They're not going to be able to train you through it. They're not going to give you the 24-hour support that you are expecting to get regardless of the price. So in that token, instead of haggling, please, please try to maintain your dignity and the service provider's dignity as well, and accept the price for what it is. Now, if you think it's exorbitant, after you speak to them to find out what all that price covers, okay, fine. But if you're going in there looking at, oh, I know that person, she can give it to me for a discount, that's not cool, y'all. I really don't appreciate that, okay? Even if I have people that work in retail, computers, clothing, any of those things, I do not go in there asking for discounts, okay? So that's the first thing. The way I treat other people when it comes to money is exactly the way I expect to be treated for myself. The other thing is, if I've actually decided that I'm going to hire you for something, I make sure that I pay you on time or ahead of time if possible. The way I see it is, let's say this is the only, like, my money that I'm about to pay you is the only money you getting in for the month. Let's assume that, which means you have bills pending, you have food that you need to cook, you have other things that you need to take care of. So I'm not going to delay that at all. I'm going to make sure that I pay for it up front. I've done that before. I had a young man who was doing graphic design for me, and he's very good. I worked with him a couple other projects in a professional capacity, and on a personal level, I decided, you know what? I see people take advantage of you. I see people give you the runaround. They go through 100,000 different drafts of the same idea and then come back to the very first one you gave them. And it's crushing me to see them treat you this way. I like the work that you put out. I like the quality of work that you put out and the pride that you put behind the work that you deliver. So what I told him was, outside of the work relationship that we had, because I worked for one corporation and he worked for another, and I chose to hire him, and it worked, okay? Everything worked out. But on a personal capacity for my own brand, I decided, you know what, I'm going to hire you as well because I like what you're about. Now, I can't pay you later once the work is done. I would rather pay you now, because here's what I thought. If I show you the respect of giving you full price rather than the price that I know that that you're charging this corporation for, if I pay you premium dollar for your work, I'm hoping that you see that you have a lot of worth as far as the skill set that you happen to offer. and that you're able to do more with the money. Like you're not struggling for money. I'm not giving it to you out of pittance by any means. I'm expecting the same quality work, but I'm trying to make sure that I pay you in such a way that you feel good about it, and that you feel good about the fact that it's like kind of like a retainer. So I paid him for 4 designs. I paid him $200 a piece, Singapore dollars. Now he's based in India, and that goes a long way. So I felt very good about that. I felt really good about that. But unfortunately, even though I treated him well, he did not deliver the way that he could have. It seems that sometimes when things are too good to be true, they take it as such and then they disappear on you. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, I'm not going to change that habit for anybody. If I know that I like your work, I'm going to pay you upfront for that work. Case in point, I had another colleague, not a colleague, a family friend who is really great at makeup. I'm not that great. I can manage day-to-day stuff, but I'm not good at glam stuff at all. And I had the opportunity to appear on a web series for a small production house here in Singapore. Now, she wasn't able to make it down to the shoots because she's also working, but we worked it out so that we could do a live video tutorial where she's there away from me, teaching me, walking me through what I need to do on my end, and that way the world can see how good these people are at teaching how to do makeup. A lot of times we hire makeup artists to come in and do the work for us, and we just kind of sit there and like let them do their stuff. But guess what? I'm the kind of person who wants to learn the skill set. So while she couldn't make it down to actually do the makeup for me, she taught me a couple days prior so I could practice and then I could do my own makeup for the web series. Now I paid her for that as well. She told me, no, you're giving me exposure. I really, really appreciate it. And you're a family friend. I don't want you to pay me. I said, no, I don't feel good about that. I would rather pay you what you're worth. And as I get these jobs coming in, we'll go from there. We'll continue paying you out for those jobs. Now, the production house got kind of skittish because I am not a Singaporean Tamil. I am a Jaffna Tamil, so the Tamil is a little bit different. And based on the Cinda president's advice, he decided to pull me from the pilot program itself. So either way, I made sure that she did get paid for that one episode that she helped me with, even though she physically was not there, but she did give me her year's worth of experience, basically, right? How many years she's been in the makeup industry, that she's been doing makeup for friends, family, and clients as well. I made sure that she got paid. So with that regard, I always take it as, okay, if it was a life or death situation and you needed the money, I would not delay on that. That's not good manners. And that's what I expect from other people as well. But people do not feel that way. People will pay you when they feel like it. And a lot of times here in Singapore, what I've noticed is people make you remind them to pay you. And that comes with a very bad feeling as well. I don't appreciate that. So for the most part, what I try really hard to do is lead the way by being the example. I want to set the standard for people. If I say I'm going to pay you for something, I'm going to pay you right away. If you say, let's say we all went out for drinks one night and somebody footed the bill and you said, okay, I'm going to let you know how much money is owed back. I'm going to make sure the minute you give me that number that I pay you right away, because I don't want anything hanging over my head. I don't want anyone to talk badly about me where money is concerned. I want to make sure that I cover my dues and that you are taken care of. So with that being said, I don't ask for discounts. If you offer one to me and I think it's fair, great. If not, that's okay. I'm prepared to pay full price. If I can get you a collaboration deal, if I can get you some more exposure, I'm happy to do that because that's who I am. Now, if that makes a better business arrangement for both of us, even better. But if I hire you for something, if I promise you that I'm going to pay you back for something, I make sure I do so without delay, because money is energy. Money is energy. I can't say that enough. If I'm going to put the energy into actually asking you for help, and you're going to put the energy back into teaching me whatever it is that I've asked you for help with, or providing a service that I've asked you for help with, or even a product, I want to make sure that I give you from my energy, again, in the form of money, to show you that I respect the things that you've done, the time that you've taken out of your day, the work and effort that you've put into perfecting your skill craft, because that's the way business should be. And it's come a long way from that, obviously, over the years. But you know what? The small things that I can change, I will. And that's basically all there is to it. So if you have any other questions about money and what your best practices are for your company, obviously I've been cheated out of some things a couple times, and that's okay. I'm not going to change who I am for anybody, because this is the way I believe that I should conduct my business. And so I'm just going all for it. So like I said, if you have any comments, please drop them below and I will get to all of you. And in the meantime, y'all have a blessed Wednesday.